My name is Conchetta.
I'm Constance.
And we are C&C Style Me.
Well done.
And this week, we have a special guest with us to celebrate Women's History Month. And we would love for her to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Michelle Jenks with the Fusion Project.
Beautiful.
All right, so we're going to get started right away. So, Michelle, what is the name of your business or organization?
The Fusion Project.
Okay.
Before we get started, is that the only one you have?
Yes.
Oh.
And then we're going to find out why it's the only one.
Right?
I don't know why I asked that, but we'll find out. You'll see why it's the only one. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So how did this become your passion and what you want to be involved in?
Gosh, I was thinking about that because it's been kind of a long time coming. I heard someone speak probably about 10 years ago about sex trafficking and really felt like I wanted to do something to fight that. And it was years of me thinking about it and waking up in the middle of the night and having these ideas and then telling my husband in the morning and him kind of being like, great heart, not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And one time the reason I would be up at night is because it just breaks my heart. And so I'd wake up and think about and pray about the girls and just what they're going through. And one night I got the idea of doing prevention instead of doing rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how it started. And then I did some research. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Where is your business? Do you work out of your home or do you have an office?
Right now we don't have an office. We go to the schools to do the program. So we're in schools in Oswego, in Aurora. I specifically do not tell what they are, just for safety reasons for the girls.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
understandable.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So how many years have you been doing this, or is this something you just started recently?
We've been doing it 4 years, almost 4 years to the day I got the idea, really. So this is I know it's kind of cool. And when I got the idea, I called a professor at Northern. I actually just called Northern and they found the professor, and she offered to do research for me and help me find. I know, it was like door after door after door opened. It was one of those really cool things. It was totally. But one of the things that we found and that I did research on is how much self-esteem impacts a girl's potential of being victimized. And so we built this whole program around building their self-esteem and empowering girls. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a negative thing like let's help you not be a victim. I want it to be a positive thing about let's empower you and help your self-esteem build and learn ways that you can behave. So I'll let you answer the questions and I will keep talking.
No, but that's good.
That's great.
Because when you give detail like that, that opens up the window and we actually get a scope of what you're doing.
Right.
So that's good.
Okay.
I like how you did that.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to ask? Okay. My question is, when you were talking about that, of being private and whatever, what are some of the, if you would say, safety things that you do to protect the girls? As you were saying that you're careful about where the locations and things are. How important is that?
It's so important. Partly because of social media and because of how much perpetrators look for people in certain ways. My goal is to not have them on social media. We don't have them on the website. We never show their faces unless I'm present and showing a video or something for someone who's interested in what we do. We don't let people come in and visit the program for that very reason, that we want the girls to have really a safe place to just be themselves, be accepted, feel like they can walk in. So sometimes teachers want to come in or principals and they're like, we'd prefer you not, so that they can feel like this is their safe place.
That's good.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so because it's a safe place and you're making sure the young ladies stay safe, how can people from the outside support you in your project and what you're doing?
Oh, so many ways. I will say this because sometimes people get kind of freaked out by the sex trafficking part of it, and that's sort of like the biggest circle. So I draw it when I'm drawing it. Like if you work on self-esteem and can build that self-esteem, it impacts like a ripple effect in their life. And it gives them confidence to be able to do things like stand up to bullies, and they're not susceptible to gosh, things that are so prevalent now. Anxiety and suicide is huge, and unhealthy relationships and sex trafficking. Like it's like this ripple effect that having low self-esteem can ripple that same way, and having self-esteem and really self-esteem is that worth as a human being, knowing what their worth is.
Correct.
If they know that, it can ripple the effect too. We can't protect anyone 100%, and there's ways. I was telling you a story I heard today about a woman, and best case scenario, best parents in the world cannot protect their daughters and sons from everything, but if we can give them tools. So we do have people come into our program who are guests. One of my favorite ones is Scott Gilbert, and he's with 3 Square Krav Maga, and he teaches them kind of self-defense and fighting moves, protecting themselves. And he also lets them break a board. So at the end of the year, we do an event where they write on the board something that they want to get rid of in their life that's been holding them back or they don't like about themselves. And then they break it. Like, this is not going to have power over me anymore. So they'll walk up kind of nervous and everything, and they'll walk away so up straight and so proud of themselves. And I love that. So we do have people who help us and volunteer to help lead the programs, to help sponsor the programs. We have people who, we're having a gala that so people can come and do that. Just, there's lots of ways, hands-on and not so hands-on, that are still as impactful to the girls and help them.
Great.
Yeah, we depend on volunteers a lot.
Now, I know it takes a lot to carry on such a task when you have a lot of girls you're caring for, and you're looking at the long haul. You have a whole vision of what you want for them. So who inspires you? How do you keep going every single day? Is it a woman, or is it one person who inspires you?
Probably not just one person, but the person that I think of first is probably Oprah. And that's been for a really long time. What she overcame, I just love that, and the idea of empowering people, and even now what she's doing with interviews of different people and kind of sharing that knowledge. I love that. The woman that I heard speak about this to begin with is Christine Kane, and I love her. Yes, and I love her too. And just I really like to find. There's a lot of people I can mention, and people who will probably watch this that are in my life that are strong women who have overcome adversity, and instead of kind of succumbing to it, they've overcome it, and they fought, and they're not bitter about it. They're stronger and happier because of it. And that's really what I want the girls to understand is we're all going to fail. We're all going to go through difficulties, and that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is not learning from it. The worst thing is giving in. The worst thing is thinking that they're worth nothing. So I want the opposite. I want them to feel strong and powerful, and for them to find their own person, that they can model after. And
that's beautiful. Now, the last question we have for you: how do you market your business? Because it's so unique. It's so different from any other business or organization out there. How do you market for your project?
I got some really good advice really early on from someone who is in the nonprofit world, and she said, go slow. And if you know me at all, that's not my mojo. That's not what I do.
Mine either.
No, not at all. And I was like, are you kidding me? But it was really good advice because it's sort of grown as it should, I'm going to say. So we haven't expanded to 20, 30 different schools yet. I think we will, but we really spent our time building the foundation. We did a year of kind of pilot program before we launched it for real. And so we've been able to see the process of what it's like to do this for 4 years now, and kind of the pattern that schools have of how their attendance happens, how the girls respond, all of that stuff. So we do it several ways. We have high school girls who help lead the programs, and so that gets expanded by girls who invite their friends and teachers now. I go to the schools, I work with some of the schools, and so teachers are looking for leaders for me in the schools. And then I speak a lot. I would speak anywhere anyone asks me to, just to get the word out of what's happening. There's not a zip code that does not have bullying or sex trafficking, or not a zip code. So to me, everybody needs this, right? So it's just finding the people who have the passion, who say, I want to lead, or I want to help sponsor and support it, or something, and then we move in that direction. I haven't forced it, because I feel like someone really has to care about this. It's hard.
It is.
You know, junior high girls are not the easiest girls to be around.
No, they're not.
I love them dearly now, but they're insecure and they can be really not focused and things like that when you're doing it. And so I want people to really care. And so it's been sort of word of mouth, people who have gotten to know me, people who have heard about me from speaking or something like that. And then we just go kind of where we're asked to go.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, you have anything else?
I don't think we asked this in the beginning, but how did you come up with the name Fusion?
You know, when I first was putting this together, I originally went to some high school girls that I knew and just asked them if they would like it if they had been in junior high. And they all said, I would love to do this with you. So we did a lot of planning, and one day we sat around the room and just talked about kind of what we wanted. And Fusion stands for something. So it stands for finding unity, self-esteem, inner strength, and overcoming negativity.
I love it.
Yeah. So they kind of came up with a name, and they came up with the acronym that went along with it. And so that's kind of how it stuck.
Great. Now, is there anything that you have coming up that we can participate in?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
People know.
Yes. We have a fundraising gala coming up at Meson, Sabika, and Naperville on April 12th, and it is going to be super fun. Dana Michelle is going to be the MC, and if you don't know who she is, she's on iHeartRadio, and she is fabulous. She's so much fun.
Okay.
So she's going to be the MC, and you can go to our website, fusion4girls.org, and you can register for it. But we really, it's just to get the word out. We want people to be engaged and to kind of support us and buy in and want to be a part of it. So please come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a chance for us to wear a gown?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Wear a gown.
Okay, we're going to mark the calendar.
That's
we
right.
want to wear the gown.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so repeat that website again so that our listeners, our viewers can
It's
hear.
www.fusion4girls.org.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Great. We thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me.
Yeah,
This was so
great
fun.
video. This was nice.
Yeah, so any information that you need about Michelle, and if you want to help out with Fusion, you can look in our description below. We're going to post all of her info, and we thank you all so much for tuning in for our Women's History Month.
Yes.
We had great information and awesome ladies, and Michelle, we honored you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much
for being a part of our show. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
We would like to thank Michelle Jenks for joining us this week in celebrating Women's History Month. Please subscribe to C&C Style Me. Thanks for watching.